Hi there everyone, welcome back to another video of Let Customs. Today we're finally going to continue with the B18 build we have standing here. We got some finances sorted and we can officially move forward with this build. The only thing we currently need for this build is we need to send the block and the crank in for engineering. I'm not entirely sure if that the diameter of that piston and this piston is the same. It should be the same, but I'm still going to send that piston with this block into the engineers just to make sure everything is fine. If you guys are not caught up in what's going down, I'm currently in the process of rebuilding my B18 B4 engine, non-VTEC, and I will be fitting in a B16 piston, which will result in a little bit more comp, which will result in a little bit more performance. This right here is my B18 B4 block. I will be stripping this block down completely at the current moment because we need to get this block and this crank into the engineers as soon as possible with that piston right here. So there's a clear comparison between the two pistons. You can see that piston right there has a flat top, or the center right there is much more flat compared to this one right here, which the center right here is a bit more up, and that is what gives us a little bit more comp. I think the diameter of the piston and this piston should be the same, but we'll get that figured out once we get both blocks disassembled. And that is exactly what we're going to be starting off with ASAP. Other than the engineering cost, the only thing I still need to purchase for this engine is a oil pump. Once I have the oil pump, then and the engineering is done and we get all the parts back, we should be ready to get everything assembled once again and get this car or this engine completely assembled and get it into the car. Down Holloway currently has my gearbox in because we were doing some testing with his car, but hopefully once this engine is completely assembled, he might help me out in the process as well. But once this engine is done, hopefully we'll have the gearbox back and we can actually continue with fitting everything in. And before that, before the fitting in part, we still have some stuff to do in the engine bay as well. But less talking, more working. Let's get started straight away. I got the complete engine disassembled. As you can see here, all the pistons are out, the main cups are out, the con rods, the pistons are out, everything is removed. I tried keeping it in order, which I would familiarize myself. I did take pictures just in case as well. And what I will be doing, I will actually be marking the pistons as well as the con rods. Those are actually a very key factor. I did some research, and you need to keep the pistons in the right order, and you need to get the rod facing the right way as well with the wording. All the rods need to face the right way with the wording. It's a very these dogs now. You need to keep everything facing the right way. And according to me, this is so from the. Quickly, let me get this right. So from the gearbox side towards the timing belt side, it's 4, 3, 2, 1. You keep it in that order, and that's how you're going to be marking it. So the person that came out of here is that person right there. That's number 4, 3, 2, 1. You need to keep it that way. Even though I won't be using these pistons or the rods, it will still come handy to know in what order it actually came. In this current situation right here, this will be piston 4, 3, 2, 1, and as you can see right here, it gives you the arrow in which direction it's facing. So it's facing towards that way, which makes it so much easier to see if you take the head off which is cylinder 4 and which is cylinder 1, because it's running from 4 all the way to cylinder 1. Yeah, I've learned actually a lot. That's actually the second B-series engine I've disassembled completely, and it's going alright thus far. I do have all my bearings and stuff like that, and the only thing, like I said, we still need to do, we need to take the crank in to get polished. Hopefully it's still good enough. It seems still fairly good. No really hectic marks, anything like that, which is very good for me. Just get the crank polished and get the block honed. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to need a bore. We need to figure that out. But crank polish, bore, grab my bearings, get my oil pump, and then we should be sorted. I am extremely excited for this build. The only tricky part now at the current time is to get that engine on this stand right here. I might call my uncle real quick to help me do that. As you can see, rod number 1, 2, 3, 4, piston 4, 3, 2, 1 right there. Very basic. As long as you just put the cap on the same way you got it off, and you mark each piston, you should be sorted. Here are really numbers on from 5 to 1, meaning if you check out the block from the gearbox side, which is number 4 cylinder, that will be number 5 cup all the way to number 1, also shows you arrows. Just make sure from which side to actually take it off. Very basic. It's not really that intense. I did make a few mistakes in the process. I'm sure many of you guys can probably correct me down in the comment section down below, but this is going to be my first official engine rebuild, which is kind of insane. And I'm one that can't afford setbacks, but I'm taking the risk, and if something happens, you guys will be here with me learning throughout the whole process. I just degreased the entire engine. I'm gonna see if I can get it a bit more cleaner than this. Then once we're done here, we can start with this engine right here. I'm not gonna go too in detail with this engine like I did with that one. The only thing I would like to get out here are the pistons. We'll just be dropping the sump, loosening the rod bolts, and just pushing out the piston with the rods one time. Won't be disassembling everything around the engine like I did to my engine at the current time. I'm super excited. I'm actually very excited. I just spent the past hour and a half just cleaning this block. This block is was actually extremely dirty. It's a bit more cleaner now. It's not 100% clean yet, but hopefully the engineers can get it a bit more cleaner than this. So I just spent some time cleaning this. I'm gonna get this bracket off real quick and fit this bracket onto this engine, and we can get this engine on the engine stand to remove the pistons. This will be very straightforward. Hopefully I can just remove the sump and just loosen the rod bolts and drop out the pistons and the rods. I just finished disassembling the B18 engine, so the only thing I disassembled were the pistons. The block is currently laying here. That thing was completely trashed. That thing definitely hit the bearing. You can see it spun one bearing on one rod, but we have the B16 pistons here and the B18 pistons. One thing I actually didn't know, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I tried to just slide in the B16 pistons in the B18 block, but on the piston says 0.5, so I think it's 20 thou bigger than the B18 piston, and that's the reason why this block needs to be poured, which is going to be a good thing because it can build up a little bit of torque as well because of it's a bigger piston. And we're gonna have a little bit more comp because it's a B16 piston. The only thing you guys need to remember is you need to use your B18 rods with the B16 piston. You can't use the piston, the B16 piston and rod in your block. You need to use the B18 rod with your B16 piston. I'm sure someone there could explain in the comment section down below, but that's just what I understand about the whole process. This will be unfortunately the end of this video. This is all I literally did for today. I'm hopefully gonna start I think with my next video. I think so, I'm not entirely sure, but I am a bit exhausted just of physically doing this, and hopefully tomorrow I can actually get these parts dropped off by the engineers and they can start doing the thing, and I'm hoping early next week we can start getting these parts back and start assembling the engine once again. I'm extremely excited for this build and I just want to get this car back on the road. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to smash the like button. Comment down below if you guys would like to see exactly the in detail video as today, like installing everything back on the engine, because I try to keep everything separate from each other to make sure I don't get confused with anything, and all these parts still needs to be cleaned and sprayed and stuff like that, because I want a very beautiful engine going back into the car, and we still need to spend some time on the car with the headlight harness stuck and cleaning the engine bay and stuff like that. So there's actually still a lot of stuff to do before we are completely done with this whole process. But like I said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.